Hey Aries, this one's for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's energy reading. If you're catching this after it was posted, like way after, I just want to let you know these are timeless messages, so they can be relevant whenever you need them to be, basically. So if you stumbled upon this and you've never seen my face, there's probably a reason for that. So stay tuned. We're about to dive into it. So we're starting with the Citadel deck. I love this deck a lot, and this is just going to be giving you the overall energy that you've been in, right? So what is your archetype right now? What type of person have you been? What energy have you been holding? Okay, so the Sentinel, determination, certainty. Ooh, look how beautiful these cards are, by the way. Gorgeous. Yeah, so let's read that. This deck is pretty new to me, so there's a lot I don't know, so that's why I'm reading right now. 82, let's go to that page. All right. A figure stands at the gates, faceless in their armor, hidden by their great shield. The Sentinel is the pinnacle of guardianship. They know the value of what they protect and what they will give in order to keep it safe. They have their orders and they will not leave their posts, no matter what comes to pass. The Sentinel is a representation of extreme focus, of security and knowing your position and purpose in the world. It may feel as though forces have been conspiring to tempt you away from your goals, but do not let yourself be swayed. Balance unexpected situations with rational thought, and the outcome will be worth 100 times any distraction that might befall you. Interesting. So you have been locked in and you have been really focused on a goal here. And I do know that Aries have been going through a lot these past couple months. So it might just be that you are determined to make it through this energy with strength. Let's see. So I'm going to pull these cards first and then I'll get into it. Just give me 1 second so I can get this pulled out. You're welcome to skip ahead if you'd like. All right. Yeah, so we're starting with the Queen of Wands, which is very strong energy, especially with that card. And the Hierophant, like right next to her. I definitely am feeling like there is this, I heard guardianship. I definitely feel like you are being protected right now if you're seeing this. But yeah, there's this energy of really focusing on your own personal growth and trusting your intuition as you embark on that path and enter this energy, right? So with the Hierophant there as well, it's kind of like, I see this as you holding on to your truth as you continue on this path and having a lot of understanding and compassion towards whatever situation you're in, and honestly yourself. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like you're kind of holding your own hand as you walk down this path. It's really interesting. But yeah, with the Strength card coming out as well with the Tower, there is this strength that you've cultivated through whatever hard time you have been through. There was a reason this Tower fell. There's a reason that this energy was so intense, and I feel like it was so you could kind of unlock this inner strength that you have within you, and that will really propel you forward. Forgive my misspeaking. It is Mercury retrograde still. So yeah, the Chariot comes next. So this tells me that you channeled that strength in order to push you forward, like I said, propel you forward into your new beginning, into this new life, because you are determined as fuck right now. That is not even a question, right? And look how balanced you are too, with the yin and yang here and the masculine and feminine balance symbol right there as well. And also I'm noticing these wings, so emphasis on that protection, that spiritual protection that you have within you at this time. And yeah, a lot is being eliminated, and I feel like you're that little baby, like you entered in this like wise, like strong man, and you exited a little baby, right? So it's like as you enter, okay, how do I explain that? So, you know, when you're like in the transition, right? And then you come to the other side and you end up in this new place. I'm seeing like you went through a transformation and you kind of went back to who you used to be a little bit, like your childhood self. You're really connecting with your inner child here. And Wow. You found power in your ability to open up as well. There's something that you've been opening up about. Maybe you've been feeling like ready to kind of come out of your cage, you know, after this tough time, after going through all of this. You felt like you needed to like hunker down, but now it feels like you're ready to kind of come out and be seen again. You're ready to kind of break out of your shell and morph into, wow, yeah, this is really like a metamorphosis that the Aries have been going through, hardcore. And this is how things are looking really strong. You know, you're starting to feel the strength that comes from coming out of this tower, right? There's a lot of strength that you needed, and it's become like a part of you now. It's become a part of your everyday. It's not something that you have to like pull so hard to bring out of you. It's just kind of like you have this natural like stoicness now. There's just this maturity, this level of maturity that has come from this previous hard era. But yeah, let's get into the next deck. Step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, like I said, now's the time to try new things. Pretend you're a little baby again, being born for the first time. And look at everything with that type of mindset, right? Of like, wow, the world is so big. This is amazing. Instead of feeling so overwhelmed by that, right? Bring love into the situation. Yeah, maybe you're cultivating a sense of self-love at this time, and that might be what this card was representing as well, of like finding this, being open to love for yourself and your life, and like these new experiences that you have coming in for you. A time for healing. Yeah, and sometimes healing, you can only do but so much in your own home, right? You got to like eventually get out and like go do something. And sorry if I'm looking at two different spots. I always struggle when the camera is sideways. I'm like, where to look? But anyways, yeah, this is a time for healing, and sometimes you need new experiences to replace those old experiences. So it's really, wow, yeah, emotions running high, and don't let your past hold you back. Okay, so whatever past events are coming up for you at this time, really pay attention to that within your brain, you know, when you have that time to like sit down and have a minute to yourself, and you notice like what memories might be coming up for you. Pay attention to those memories. Pay attention to, man, do I look over there? I guess I'll know after this which looks weirder. But anyways, damn it, that just totally derailed me. I distracted myself. Okay, let's just keep going. I don't know where I was. Oh, pay attention to the thoughts that come up and the memories that come up. There might be a reason that you're being triggered to remember that. Not just to get emotional, but there might be something in that you need to pay attention to so you don't repeat it again. Messenger of fire. Messenger of air. Wow, two different messengers. So the messengers, I believe, are the knights in this deck. Yeah, you're just missing one night at this point. Wow, Hermit. In love, that's crazy. Okay, let's get into this. All right, so these have like little paragraphs that go with them. This is the Good Tarot deck. I love this deck, and I highly recommend it to beginners in tarot because it can really eliminate a lot of fear that you might have going into reading tarot and stuff, you know, because sometimes it's just unknown territory. It's a little scary at first. But anyways, yeah. All right, let's get into this. So Messenger of Fire. Determination for a new adventure, innovation, independent creative action, spirited, headstrong. Isn't determination what, yeah, determination is on that Sentinel card that I was reading first, right? So there's definitely this energy of determination. It's like you're coming out of this with like this new fire in your life. And obviously, you know, oh man. No, I am. Sorry, I just had some realization about something else. Anyways, yeah, independent creative action, spirited, headstrong. I have an unstoppable spirit that can co-create all I desire. Surrounded by spirit, illumined by the wisdom that rises up within me, I set forth on a path to innovate. I trust in my vision and act accordingly, remaining true to what I value most and desire, which can manifest in many forms. Yeah, I feel like you're opening up to this idea that, wow, I get to start over again and it's going to be a crazy adventure. And I think it's important to see it as an adventure and not so much as like something to fear, something to, freak out about. Yeah, I definitely feel like it's more important to see it as something exciting to look forward to instead of, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do all this shit. Right? Okay. Messenger of air. Opinions informed by experience, adherence to dogma, allegiance to a way of thinking or acting, a learned response, subconscious programming, and swift reactions or responses. I need to broaden my perspective. I'm reacting to a situation from my past. Ooh, didn't we just get that past card a second ago? Yeah, don't let your past hold you back. Yeah. And no, I'll read this first and then I'll give my opinion. I am reacting to a situation from my past. I have to think about whether I want to do things the old way or respond differently this time. I can adapt a new way of thinking and behaving. If I am swift and move quickly, ensuring my actions are for the highest good, positive outcomes are assured. So yeah, there's definitely this need to not make the same mistakes you might have made in the past. There's something from your past that is trying to come up for a reason. So if you have been running away from that memory in fear and being just like scared, like, I don't want to remember that. Just let me shove that in a box somewhere. Be careful of that because there might be a reason it's coming up and you might just be pushing it away when really you need to maybe focus on something from that. All right. So Queen of Air. Wow, and it's interesting that you went from the Messenger to the Queen because that's like you quickly caught yourself there with whatever was, whatever program you were like falling back into. Yeah, you caught yourself for sure with the Queen of Air being right after. Setting healthy boundaries, strong self-esteem, calculated and shrewd decisions. Clear communication, well organized, a wordsmith. I have clarity of my purpose. My intentions are in alignment with my understanding. There is always a strategy in the game called life. Can I let go of false truths and be rigorously honest with myself and others? Yeah, there's this truth. There's something with that. Yeah, I just feel like you did broaden your perspective, from this card. It's kind of like you stopped at the crossroads instead of just going full speed into what you've done in the past. I feel like you took a second and stopped and thought and you realized, oh, wow, I need to maybe set a boundary here or do something to not, make these same mistakes over and over again. So Ace of Air. Wow. And then we go into the Ace of Air. So it's like, oh my God, that's actually kind of crazy because you went from the Messenger to the Queen to the Ace. And it's kind of like you started a path, you fulfilled that path, and then you are starting on like the next level. You're like getting to the next level of how you communicate, how you set your own boundaries. Like your precision is really on point here with all these air cards because these are the swords in traditional tarot. Destiny and fate, the law of karma, powerful forces of transformation at work, synchronicity. Meaningful coincidences and forces beyond my human control are operating in my life now for the highest good. Things are happening now with great velocity. I can expect quick results that will lead me forward with excellent information. And that is the thing I've been noticing. There's something about like quick, fast-paced something. I forget which card it was talking about that in, but yeah, it's saying like things are going to be moving really fast, like with the way that you've like had, like I'm hearing that snap, like things just click into place for you and start to make sense and you start to get excited. Like there's like this momentum building right now that I'm feeling within Aries energy. Hermit, time out. Sometimes it's necessary to take time out for regrouping and introspection. This is necessary. Nope, that's not. This is a temporary experience, but one necessary for my growth. When I step back, retreat, regroup, and renew, I have a clear perspective on everything in my life. Yeah, maybe you're doing that right now. Maybe you're kind of starting on this journey and this momentum is building, and that's why you're staying in. That's why you're not going out too much or like bothering with like what other people got going on, because you're focused on what you're building right now, which is your momentum. You're like cultivating that fire. You're like stoking the fire and letting it build up and get really hot so that you can use it as fuel to get you where you need to go, right? All right, so love, oneness. Oneness has been such a strong thing for me lately, and like sign. In all of life, there is only the illusion of separation. In fact, we are all reflections of one another. When I make choices, I tend to see things as either or. What if every choice I make is about an experience, a sharing, and an exploring? When I choose to see the unity in all things, magic abounds. Love is all around me. Spirit loves me unconditionally, and I can receive and give abundant love. Yeah, there's this equal give and take that you're stepping into as well. And I think you're starting to get more open about life and stop feeling so like rigid and closed off. There's like this opening up that I feel like is happening for the Aries right now. And that's really good, because I feel like sometimes y'all get so lost in like the to-dos of everything. Like you're just locked in on your to-do list, and I think you forget about freedom. Right? So, but that might not be for all of you. That might just be for a certain type of Aries, right? But yeah, let's get into this final message and close it out there for you. Let's get some guidance. Reconnect with Mother Earth. Go outside. It's we're entering spring in the Northern Hemisphere, unless there's somebody somewhere else. Plant, garden, harvest. Do a lot of daily outdoor activities, gardening. That's a good way that forces me to get outside, and because I gotta like mess with my plants and stuff, and it feels good. Like just go out there and go on a walk or something. There's some reason you need to connect with the earth, so get out there and get going. Wow, look, get into nature on the bottom of the deck too. Yeah, they're really emphasizing getting outside is going to help you a lot. Yeah, and connecting with the sun again, maybe because, and I'm speaking just for Northern Hemisphere right here, coming out of winter, you're kind of needing that re-energizing, sunshine, right? That vitamin D to like spark some like good energy into you and warm you up and get you motivated and ready, right? So that's what I'm kind of seeing, like maybe go outside so you can connect with the sun, because you are a fire sign. So there's always that, connection that you have to the outdoors, and yeah, honor the deities around you. So this could just mean like all of your spirit guides, like honor them, like make sure you're giving thanks to the other side for helping you along this journey. Definitely being grateful. Prayers, offerings, and help. If you need help with something, pray about it, pray about it. Be open to those kinds of ideas of just like, I feel like although we're not a religious society much anymore, I feel like it is important to kind of have that daily prayer, even if you're praying to just like source, like wherever you came from, or praying to like your ancestors, making sure you're kind of keeping up that daily spiritual like have a sorry, I just get lost on like what word to use just then. Is like paying attention to your spiritual routines along with your material routines, right? Okay. Wow, this was amazing. I really enjoyed this reading, and I'm definitely feeling that momentum for you guys, Aries. So I'm really excited to see where this takes y'all. If you made it this far, put the owl in the comments. And the owl emoji, because you are really putting that wisdom into play right now. I feel like you're coming out of that hermit energy with a lot of inner wisdom that you're about to apply to your day-to-day, along with your strength that you've cultivated, along with this fire and spark that you're building for life. Like, I think you're going to start seeing a lot more opportunities open up. So keep an open mind and just keep focused that you're on a transition into something better. So don't focus too much on the past. But if those little messages come in about something from your past, be open to receiving them and then letting them go, right? Don't get lost in that energy, because you can get stuck in a certain spot that was meant to just kind of flow through you instead of get trapped in there. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great week. Have a good one. Bye.